Well, hello, shining beings. What a wonderful topic we have today. I don't even have to bring out my can of worms. Souls versus money.
And you know what? Let's talk about the consciousness of humanity as well.
Yeah, that might just get in between the two, but who knows?
Souls, consciousness, and money. Let's do it.
We're going to find out.
Welcome to The Energy Show. Here we discuss the energy solutions to the problems of the modern age. It's all about emotional well-being. It's all about energy. And our happiness matters.
Well, got a lovely can of worms today to open up.
Me too. And you know what? Like, I always find that when we delve into something deep, I think we should have a quick idea, essentially, of what we mean by money, souls, and consciousness. What do you think, Sylvia? I think you could talk about souls and consciousness with people for hours, and then you kind of get to the end of the day. You both have been arguing for years, and all of a sudden, you may or may not have the realization that you're talking about something completely different. It's one of those big topics, isn't it?
I have a star memory on this. We had a conference once in a big hotel in Brighton, and I was getting myself a sandwich. And there were these two guys sitting there talking about something that they didn't know what it was, the two of them. Neither of them knew what it was, and they had no idea. And they were having this wonderful argument. And because the service was a bit slow, I was sitting there listening to this for a good 20 minutes. And what you just said there is very true. If people are either have no idea what they're talking about, which these two didn't, or you have two different definitions of the thing that you're talking about, you can have this fabulous argument and never get anywhere at all. And that's also the picture my energy mind just flashed me up of the people with the blindfolds, and they're touching an elephant, and they're trying to describe to each other what an elephant is and having this huge argument. They're saying, oh, no, it's a snake. It's all soft and wibbly and goes from side to side. And somebody says, no, it's all hard and long and it's got point on the end. And somebody else is round the back and pulling on the tail and describing that instead. So it's a bit like that, I think.
This summer gone, I was sitting around a campfire with a whole bunch of people I didn't know. And I was watching two people have this full-on argument about stress. Oh, it's brilliant. Stress is so great. Oh, I love stress. Oh, stress. If I'm stressed, that's a really good thing. That's a really good day. And the other guy was like, what are you talking about? It's awful. I hate stress. Like, I wish the world didn't have so much stress. And this kind of went back and forth for about 20 minutes. And I said, hey, guys, just so you know, when the person that doesn't like stress is talking about stress, what they mean is the pain that they're feeling, and the tightness in the chest, the feeling like they're going to have an anxious panic attack any moment, the feeling that they're going to snap and get super aggressive and like say something they didn't mean to say, and then I turned to the other guy. I said, "Oh, what you mean by stress is excitement. Like
yes.
this wanting. There's something good. There's something good to attain, and I need to achieve it, and I'm going to go and get it. Yeah, let me at it. The greyhound." The racing horse chomping at the bit, well, let me out the box, let me go, and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it now. Yeah, you're totally right. It is good to be excited about doing something, and you're like, oh my goodness, yeah, stress can be so bad, and I hate it when your boss gives you so much work to do and you just know that you're gonna have to stay at the office till midnight. And I was like, should have mentioned this 20 minutes ago, but there we go.
I have to add one more to that. I was called to do relationship counseling between the two owners of a company. It started a company together. I think there's some sort of special legal thing in the UK where you can have a company with another person. It's a special legal structure. So they had a partnership, that's right. So they had to sort themselves out somehow before they could get divorced at the business level. And I was asking them some questions, and all of a sudden I had this big light bulb moment, because one of them, that what you said about stress, they had that about change. One guy always wanted to change everything, and the other one didn't. And that's why their company was, why they were getting divorced.
One of them had their foot on the brakes, and the other one had their foot on the gas, and they were angry with each other.
Totally. And it turns out that for one of them, change represented catastrophe. Everything burns down, and the rockets
Your house gets sold,
falling from
the children get put into slavery.
Worse than that, the rockets are falling from the sky. The gutters erupt with water fountains. I mean, total Third World War catastrophe. And for the other one, change was when the pain stops and finally something good happens. And that was based on memories.
So, Sylvia, should we talk about what you believe to be the consciousness versus the soul, or consciousness and the soul? And
how have I gotten dragged into this? How have I gotten dragged into this? This is what I'm asking. I never said that I wanted to talk about consciousnesses, or even souls or anything for that matter. I want to do something. I had an idea, right? The word soul, right? Where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands. I don't get an instant kind of thing here. And dear viewers, listeners, have a go at that as well. Say or think loud, soul, my soul. And where do you feel? Yeah, my soul. And notice your sixth sense sensation. Where do you feel that in your body? Show yourself with your hands so you have an idea what you're doing. And my hands are doing sort of these sort of things. It's not a direct punch in the stomach to me. It's not like a direct punch in the gut or something that's clearly, it's kind of really weird. And I don't know. This is an indication. See, the guys in the company, the change guy who hated change, he had like cramps in his stomach. And the guy who loved change, he had energy rushing up and down his spine.
I do believe that is interested. A different thing to say than the soul, though, Sylvia. I think.
Well, I'm just curious. It made me curious.
Change could have energy in a different place to that of the soul. So
I'm just curious. What I think when I told the story, I got to be curious.
Thousands of people that watch this video, I think every one of them will have their own ideas of having a soul. Some of them will say that they don't have a soul. Some will say that they've lost.
The people that don't have a soul, that we don't need to worry about those. They're not going to click on this video. It's got soul in it. We can presuppose that everybody who watches this video to this point, watching us argue about stuff, is somewhere interested in a soul, that they would like one, or that they have one and would like to know more about it. And so I was just curious. When I remembered about the partnership guys with the change, I just wondered where we would feel the soul in our bodies. Did you get what was your experience of that?
Well, my experience was interesting because I was talking with someone about souls last week, and it was very much intertwined. Their belief in souls very much intertwined with their belief on what consciousness is, what makes us very conscious beings on the planet compared to something like a chimp or a cat or a dog. How does our consciousness differ? And it was fascinating. They were talking about their consciousness surviving, manifesting in a different body after their physical body has died. They were talking about their consciousness being drifting off into some other part of the universe. And,
their consciousness being immortal. And you thought to yourself,
person. They said that they said, I will die, but my consciousness will manifest somewhere else. And I thought that was really interesting because the way I look at consciousness is something like we are incredibly advanced organic machines running incredibly advanced software. Yet I believe that explains consciousness. But as for the soul, I think when my friend was talking about his consciousness going off after he dies, I believe he was actually talking about the soul. And that's why I thought it was an interesting idea to talk about what you mean by soul. It's a very personal thing, souls.
Well, perhaps the soul has a consciousness. No.
Possible. Perhaps that part of the consciousness goes with the soul. Who knows?
Well,
On
my
its
idea was
journey.
so we have star matrix where people are about to die in the plane crash and their life flashes before their eyes in super fast frame rate, really, really fast. And still it's not too fast that they can't see the pictures, as it were, and have those sensations as these memories rush through them, which is also curious. And there's no trauma in that sequence. There are no trauma memories. It's only star memories, which got me to make Star Matrix. So, and I said, well, why don't we think in terms of these, when that happens, when we remember all these things, that we're literally uploading the best moments of our lives into our souls, like an upload. So a transfer of consciousness, if you will, from one system that looked after these memories while we were alive to another system which looks after these precious memories in the afterlife.
Yeah,
so
I'd say that's a valid hypothesis.
So
Certainly.
in that case, I could say that I possibly understand the soul as a structure, like a body or a brain, some kind of a structure that works at that level. And that is still information processing. It needs to be doing something with those memories in the afterlife, else there'd be no reason to take them with it.
Yeah. And it's fascinating, isn't it, how the brain is such a complex thing. And many
It's nothing
people would
compared to a soul, mate.
And many people would argue that the functions that the brain does are way beyond what it should be able to do, thinking about it on a conventional level. Maybe, people thinking that there's some kind of quantum processes going on at least the synapses. And then we have the fact that we, as well as having billions of neurons in our head, we've also got that 100 million around our bodies, and just to do with our digestive system, there's 100 million neurons there, which is an incredibly complicated structure. You see these people with the scanners on their head looking at brain activity. I mean, they should really be wearing all body sensors. Yes. Really, to track everything. Each one of these big sensors has got billions and billions of neurons underneath. I mean,
well, at the
in
very
100 years'
least,
time, we're going to say that's so antiquated.
Oh, it is.
When you look at Victorian surgical instruments,
Yes.
No anesthetic. You have to bite onto something as they're sawing your arm off.
At the very, very least, there should be one more little cap of electrodes that should be somewhere else on the body to really deal with which areas are getting activated there. But look, we promised people to talk about soul and money.
Yes.
Shall we have a swipe and get onto souls and money?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's have a swipe and talk about souls and money.
I like that swipe.
Souls and money. What a lovely topic.
Souls and money. First of all, I think we should start with a rainbow connection. What do you reckon?
Yes. And I'd also like to say that I believe in money.
I believe in money.
Because if you say that you do not believe in money, then somewhere on the planet, a billionaire dies. And I do not want that on your conscience. So everybody at home, please stay with me. I believe in money. I believe in money.
I didn't say I didn't. What are you on about for? I never said I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. For the people that don't know, there is a classic story called Peter Pan. And Tinkerbell is injured, and Peter says to the audience of the theatre that if Right. Does everybody here believe in fairies? You do believe in fairies. Oh, good. Repeat after me. I believe in fairies. I believe in fairies. At that point,
Okay.
Tinkerbell comes alive on the stage and thanks the boys and girls. So, yes, so that was what I was meaning by I believe in money. I believe in money. Does that make sense, Sylvia?
Yes, it does, darling. It possibly goes back to a childhood memory. But let us move. So I think we might be at cross purposes. What we're wanting to do here with the talking about the souls and the money. So perhaps we can do the thing that we talked about earlier. And so what I'm thinking is this, right? Souls are amazing things. They're really awesome. They are the heart of magic, das Zauberherz, as I like to call them. That any kind of magical activity is powered not by the normal energy meridian system, but by a deeper level. I think our magic is powered by the soul. Structurally, not as a belief system or something, but we can do something really amazing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please look up Star Matrix, look to your own star memories when you did something really amazing that looked more like a fantasy novel than doing something in so-called real life. So I think magic comes from the soul. That's number one. It's important to understand. And I know so many people, I've met so many people, hundreds of thousands of people over my 50 years in this business who are really beautiful people who've got a heart of gold. They are absolutely lovely. They really do like to be with their souls. And they're poor as church mice. They have no money. They can't get any money. They are struggling in the hard and stressed in the hard. And I'm like thinking, come on, soul. What the hell? Why don't you understand that people don't need the stress on the one hand, and it makes it so much harder for a person to evolve. I should think souls would be into us evolving, right? And when you're poor as a church mouse and constantly stressed and fighting and don't know where the next meal's going to come from, that makes it so hard to be more enlightened or find more star events or find your own path. You know,
Maybe that's the point, Sylvia. Maybe that's the whole point of capitalism is that historically we would have 6 days of working where you don't think about your soul. And on the 7th day, you finally have 1 day to think about your soul.
right?
By go to church
Yeah.
on a Sunday,
Yeah.
spend time with your community. And then on the next day, it's back to work again. Maybe.
But at least in the olden days, there was that day. Now people don't have that anymore.
No, they don't. Yeah, no, it's
Also, it's
I'd say that's
interesting you should
definitely a
say.
loss.
It's interesting you should say that. I just had sort of a movie flash in my head of all the people in the town going into the church, including the poor people. They kind of weren't sitting in the good seats, but they were in the same space as the rich people. And like everybody was there together. This is another thing we just don't see anymore, possibly outside of a pop festival. This is just an interesting thing.
I agree, Sylvia. And so what we're suggesting is that the soul might not understand the concept of money.
Yeah,
right?
so
Presuming the soul has a plan for us, presuming that soul is kind of like a guiding force that takes us from birth to death and make sure that we do and experience everything that we are meant to do in this incarnation, then why does the soul not care about money?
Right. And money in its widest metaphorical sense. You know, right all the way to resources, to safety, to because health, all of these things in our society right now, they're all bought by money. If you've got the money, you can get fabulous healthcare and fly to another country where healthcare is even better. Or
well, the soul does move in mysterious ways, doesn't it?
It does move in mysterious ways, but I really do feel quite frankly, I feel that if you really look after your soul should do something about being poverty struck all the time. You know, come on, soul, what's going on? This whole business that money is the root of all evil. Okay, so it is. Let us agree on that. It is the root of all evil, or at least not money, but people's greed for it. Because
I think thinking's the root of all evil, personally, but money's up there. Yeah, I think most bad deeds started with a thought. And then we go back to consciousness. So interesting, isn't it? Like, we also seem to have lost as a society this idea where every night you pray to a God. Maybe we need to start praying to our souls. You know, maybe our soul and God and consciousness are three topics that often people have that very specific, unique idea of what that is. And there ends when they have a conversation for hours.
I'm very right now. I'm not really into praying to my soul. I'm more like, what the hell are you doing? Wake up! Wake up, bloody thing! God damn it! Wake up! Do something. This is ridiculous.
I'd say that is a low energy state request to your soul, Sylvia. That's
do you know what? Very nearly today's topic might have been the demise of gentle parenting. We are going to do that probably next week. See how it goes. Might not be a good Christmas topic. I don't know. But very nearly. It's just that it's been my experience that sometimes I've really shouted at the angels and read them the riot act. You know, get off your bloody immortal asses. You're sitting there in your clouds playing your harp. Well, you know, and I'm struggling like hell down here. What are you doing? Get into action for the love of God. And this has often been actually quite successful. So it just came to mind is to possibly just, perhaps we can start with not accept unacceptable behavior from our immortal souls anymore. And lay down the law and say, hey, you know, it's all very well you sweeping around up there and having a good time and doing loops and serpentines. You know, get the hell in here and power me up, do something. Let us cooperate so that we have, like, just make a better world down here. It's not too much to ask, is it?
Well, I suggest we can ask. I mean, the traditional way is to pray to God. I think threatening God is quite a unique standpoint.
Why do you keep dragging God into this? Forget about God. Just forget about God. Let's focus on souls and money. No consciousness, no God, just souls and money.
Sylvia, whose energy bloody show is this? Oh, sorry, it's yours. Fine, okay, souls and money, let's go.
Yes, it is on the Sylvia Hartman channel. So
I think we should be doing a rainbow connection. What do you think?
I think that let's start with that. It's always a safe thing to do. This is a safe thing to do. All right, guys. So let's take the concept of soul first of all. Let's form a little sphere, and put all the information that we have about our soul into it. Everything we know, everything we want, everything we think, and all the questions. So we have a representative data field that represents the soul.
Yeah, I'll move it in a little bit because mine was a bit off screen there.
Yeah, mine's getting smaller. It's trying to tell me you don't know a lot about it. I haven't thought about it much.
Mine looks a little bit like a cluster, like a like
cell
atoms.
cluster.
Like each one is an absolute bright, amazing thing in itself, but they seem to be orbiting around this central, amazing energy force, and all these souls are just going circling like moons around this incredible energy source.
Okay.
Oh, that's my idea of where the souls live when they're not with us.
I've got a star with a smiley face in it. So
each to their own.
Yeah, each to their own. Right. So put it over on one side.
Yeah.
You can choose which side you want to put it at. So I'm going to put it there, and you need to. I know it's there. Other people just need to remember. Okay, let's make a same sphere like that out of money. Everything we know about money, we have experience with money. Everything we think about it, everything we feel about it, all the good things, all the bad things, everything in the sphere.
I'm seeing Scrooge McDuck doing diving off the high board into his coins and doing the backstroke. Absolutely loving his money.
Yeah.
If you remember Scrooge McDuck, please do leave a comment in the comment down below. I'd love to know if I'm the only one who remembers Scrooge McDuck.
Well, I've got a sort of a glowy ball that looks, I don't know, a bit like the sun. With sunspots, sometimes that has black spots on it. Like that. It's not entirely shiny, but it's all right because we're going to put it on the other side. So now we've got two areas there, information fields, and we're just going to make a rainbow connection by drawing a line from one to the other. And encourage a little bit of energy flow there from one to the other, and then from the other back to the one. So we have like now an exchange of energy between the two. And we can speed that up and let happen what needs to happen there. Now I've got a headache. Literally sharp spike through the top of my head here. Soften and flow, it's only energy.
I've got Scrooge McDuck orbiting with all the souls over this side.
Have we done something that human beings shouldn't be doing?
And on this side, I've got the souls playing on Scrooge McDuck's springboard, diving in, and one of them's got like having fun melting some of the gold.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
And just taking a coin and just going, and there was used to be this. I think last year or the year before in winter time, people were taking kettles full of boiling water and throwing it into really cold air and just watching it mist.
Yes.
Well, my souls are doing something very similar with the gold. Just
making it less hard and more sort of.
Yeah, they're playing.
Oh, that's nice.
With it.
Turning it back into energy rather than something that's rock hard.
They're playing with it.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
I
do know the souls don't take us seriously on some level. And they laugh behind our, I swear to God, they laugh behind our backs, they do.
Yeah, they don't, in my Rainbow Connection, they don't seem particularly bothered about exchanging the gold for goods and services. But as an entity that could be had fun with, they're quite on board with that. As a physical substance. Yeah, it was interesting.
Mine's just sort of twirling around weirdly. It's not integrating, it's just sort of twirling around weirdly.
Do something with Scrooge McDuck because he's at the moment floating through space, wondering what the hell's going on. I suppose he's having an enlightenment in his own special way.
Do you know when cartoon characters sometimes transform and they just go poof, like from a frog to a prince, or like in is it Cinderella where the people just become poof, the little animals that they were when it's 12 o'clock at night.
Scrooge McDuck is looking at himself. He's having like he's seeing his life flash before his eyes, and his amazing memory was being Scrooge McDuckling, and he's been given this massive gold coin, and he's he sees the shine, he sees his reflection like in this polished gold coin, and
that's why he doesn't spend his money,
because he's little. It's so big,
yeah,
and it's
like the sun.
and he can see himself in the shiny gold, and he sees it like it reflects on things as well as the sun hits it, and he just looks up at his parents and he just says, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever." So Scrooge McDuckling has just had a star
Oh,
memory.
that's so lovely. This is why he doesn't spend it, isn't it?
It is. That's what the swimming pool's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't spend it. It's not about money or power or buying power for Scrooge McDuck. It's just about the beauty and of the gold. I love that. That's really, really nice.
That's really powerful, Sylvia. I would love to know how everyone is getting on in the comments. So please do.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Please do tell us what you were, what your soul was, and what your money was, and where did you put it, and what happened when you connected it. Such an incredible, powerful exercise.
If you have anything left to do, right? I have this weird ring, this twisted kind of ring, like I don't know, like a circular DNA thing, which is not ever a good sign, because I have a thing with circles and spirals. And I'm wearing a spiral right here, so it should not be a circle. Really, really trying to tell me something here. It shouldn't be circular. It should be something else. So in my case, we have to ask, what else does this need to get happier, this system? What else does it need to be happier or work better or take a threshold shift to the next level? Because that's what we're looking here. What does this need? Star sparkles. Let's put some fairy dust into this. Oh, that's better.
Oh my goodness.
Start to sparkle. That's better.
So Scrooge McDuck saw a star memory of Scrooge McDuckling getting a gold coin from his parents. And he's looking at the star memory, and he looks at how happy his parents are for giving this gift of gold. They are looking down at their little duckling and are so happy watching him play with it, and you know, and being, you know, all they want is his happiness.
Yep.
And he sees the power. Scrooge McDuck sees the power of giving this as a gift to other people. So Scrooge McDuck can take that back, and actually, as well as enjoying his gold, he can also try and pass on that wonderful, amazing feeling of give that star memory to someone else.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's a really nice evolution for him. And the souls, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They're just having. I mean, it's basically a melting pot of gold now that they've turned in that swimming pool into.
Yeah, you're
gargling it. It's
your metaphor needs further evolution. There needs something else to happen. Like with mine, I needed sparkly stardust, fairy dust, literally, on this thing to help it become more liquid, to become more happy, to become a different thing and evolve into something else. Oh, I've just had my evolution. It's evolved into a fountain. It's like a fountain. Nice. Like a soul money fountain kind of a thing. So if you put that like this, my spiral here, if you put that like that, it's like a fountain.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's a fountain. Oh, good. I'm blessing you all with prosperity and soul connection right now here. I am a fountain of energy and a fountain of things, of money, a money fountain. I'm a money fountain.
Soul now understands why he wants to find gold and why he works so hard for it.
Yes, but he just didn't know what the next step was.
And the soul is now on board with help enabling him really to find even more gold. You know, the more gold you have, the more gold you have to give, right?
This is very true. Yes, this is very, very true.
That's my evolution.
My evolution is that this whole thing is like, I am a sparkling fountain, just a sparkling fountain of stars, and to be okay with that and not need any further explanation about it, or worry about it, or which bits of the sparkling star fountain are. Is consciousness, is God, is soul, is whatever. And just to let that happen and enjoy it and just feel happy about it. And I don't have a headache any longer. So that's a bonus.
That's a good sign, isn't it?
It's a very good sign. Well, okay, we're coming to the end here today. We have, I didn't think we were going to have a soul money combination metaphor session. And if anybody strays to this video and it's like, oh, they're so stupid, what they're doing, that's just nonsense, I would put it to you that almost everything that people do is nonsense. And that what we're doing actually has a structure. It's just a different way of thinking about the problems in life. It engages a different part of our neurology that can bring about creative insights, certainly changes in your emotions and the way you feel. So that makes it very practical. But it also can lead to new unfoldments, understandings, because you're thinking about the old problem in a completely different way. And sometimes it frees energy. Sometimes there's childhood memories involved. Sometimes you have a real nice star event where Scrooge McDuck goes from just hoarding his coins to actually having the bigger picture, seeing the joy and love of his parents and thinking, oh my God, I'd like to grow up to be like that and give someone else this fantastic experience.
That's an incredible evolution.
It's wonderful. It's a beautiful.
I'm so pleased.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful evolution.
I've learned today.
Yeah, we can learn from these things. Absolutely. And it allows us, rather than lying in bed at night and having the same problem go round and round and round and round and round in our heads and overheating our circuitry and just not being able to sleep and getting stressed and not finding the answers, to have a different way of thinking about a problem for a change. So that's at the very minimum why what we're doing isn't crazy. It's not stupid. It's actually super advanced way of thinking. And our friends in the consciousness research, they are going to have to come around to deal with that. You know, Einstein shone a lamp whilst riding on a beam of light. The DNA guys saw a spiral staircase.
Wow.
Yeah, they weren't looking at mathematical formula when the breakthroughs happened.
Wow.
You know, this is important in consciousness research, is metaphor and understanding metaphor. Perhaps one day we can do a video about metaphors of consciousness.
That sounds good.
There'll be a lot of screeching from my point. No, it's bad. It's a terrible metaphor. It needs evolution.
I look forward to it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments below, hit the like button and subscribe. And we look forward to seeing you on an energy show very soon. Bye for now.
Look after your soul.
Bye.